Welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll be talking about the rest ritual and how it helps reduce inflammation. So if you're interested in that, definitely stick around. So we've spent a ton of time talking about the rest ritual, and which we will do again in this video, but we want to talk about the relationship to inflammation. How does it talk with your immune system, and does it help or does it harm, right? We want to make sense of that. So let's go ahead and just recap what the rest ritual is for everyone. Again, repetition is key to doing anything in life because you want to be able to really understand the topic, the conversation, the concept all over as well. So rest ritual really comes down from our main cores, right? The cores of alpha is your movement, your metabolism, and your mindset. And based on those three things, you sort of determine your health. Think of it like a video game. You have the different stats for that character. What is the stat for the movement? What is the stat for the metabolism? What is the stat for the mindset? And you can pretty much figure out what that character is going to be able to do, right? In the case of your mindset, we actually break that down into sub-elements, which is going to be your rest ritual and your rise ritual. What are you doing 2 hours before bed and while you're sleeping? And then eventually when you do wake up, what are you doing when you wake up? What's the first thing that you do, right? This determines what your day is going to look like. But then at the end of the day, what are you doing before you sleep will also determine what you do the following day, because you're essentially prepping for the following day. Most people think it's the end of the day, but it's actually the beginning of the next day because you are preparing yourself for the next day. Understanding that, know that your immune system does a lot of its work while you sleep. And let's take a step back and understand why it does it while you sleep versus, while you're waking about. When you are awakened, whatever, you're woke, you're aware, right? You are living your day, and what you realize is that you're processing a ton of information, right? You're processing information from the external stimuli, you're processing information from your thoughts, you're processing information from your GI system, you're processing a lot of information because you're living your day. Your eyes are open. As a result of that, you don't have the bandwidth, to be honest with you, to fight off infections, which is why if you think about it, a lot of times when you get the sniffles or you get a cold or a flu, what do they recommend? Or any type of sickness, what do they recommend? You go sleep. You go sleep, you go lay in bed, you go rest. Why? Because if you're doing other stuff, you don't have enough resources to be put for the immune system to do its thing. Which is why a lot of times when you're sleeping, your immune system can sort of not your immune system, but your other body parts shut down so that your immune system can get more resources for it to do what it needs to do. Usually it is to reduce inflammation, right? Inflammation is both internal and external. Internal meaning you can have autoimmune, meaning you have stuff inside of you that triggers a response, immunological response, or you have an external stimulus, whether it be a bug, virus, allergies, etc., that comes in, and then your immune system has to react to it. A lot of you that are watching my videos are going to have some sort of metabolic disorder, and that's going to be an internal situation, right? Because you're having so much sugars in your blood, so much fats in your blood. As a result, you're having these autoimmune reactions where your immune system is overactive and thinking that everything that it's looking at is a foreign invader. Which is a big problem, because if you have your immune system continuously attack yourself, then you're just going to be, your immunity is going to be decreased, your inflammation is going to increase, and you're not going to have a productive time at all, to be honest. It's not fun. Let's just put it that way. It's not fun. If you're going to be alive, might as well be alive at the best way possible versus, just limping around being alive. I technically don't believe in that. If you do, great, but in my mind, if you're watching this video, most of the people in alpha, they want to optimize their self to their genetic potential, which I truly believe in, which I am, hopefully I can be an example of to everyone watching this as well. Understanding that, right? So when you're sleeping, that's the most critical time that your immune system really kicks into overdrive. And for many of you that do not know, your immune system is actually there's a blood system for it, right? We don't really talk much about it. It's called the lymph system, the lymphatic vessels, the lymphatic drainages, and etc. It's a very milky-like substance where all your immune cells are going through. But the difference between your cardiovascular system or your blood vessels is that your heart is what's pumping the blood at 5 liters per minute, right? It's going super duper fast, but your immune system, the lymph system, doesn't have its own pumping mechanism. The way it works is through gravity or contractions, and so as a result of that, it's very slow. it takes time for, if, let's just say I have an infection in my toe, but my immune cells that are being generated or created are in my throat, then it's going to take time to eventually propagate down to my leg or whatever I just said. And so as a result of that, it's slower, which is why we want to be laying down. We want to be resting. We want to be calm, so that way our body can just do its natural functions and it'll eventually get there and heal itself. So it's super duper critical that you take advantage of your sleep, your rest ritual. And now on top of that, and something that I mention every single time, is that do not eat before you go to bed. Do not eat right before you go to bed. You could eat 3 hours before bed, 2 hours before bed, no problem. But if you were to eat right before bed, think about what's going to happen now. You're going to be flooding your system with external, whether it be food or synthetic chemicals. You know, we think McDonald's is food, but in reality, it's just synthetic chemicals that we're eating. So let's just say that comes into your system now. What do you think your body's going to do? Your body's going to be spending a lot of time and energy processing that. And so your immune system is not going to have the resources, right? So it's so damn critical that we make sure that we're sort of like deprived of food while we go to sleep, because it's going to speed up the recovery process. Even when you have like a cold or a flu, I know for a fact I try not to eat. I try to minimize my eating because, again, that fasting is super powerful. The autophagy is super powerful because your body goes into overdrive trying to help you repair whatever it needs to repair. Super powerful. Definitely think about it, look into it, try it, and let me know in the comments below. With that being said, guys, hopefully that made sense to you. If you liked the video, definitely give me a like, letting me know you liked the video. If you disliked the video, let me know why you disliked it in the comments below. And as always, go ahead and hit subscribe. It means a lot to me. It lets me know that you like my stuff, and it motivates me to keep going. I just like numbers. I want to see numbers go up. And at the same time, there's a notification bell right next to it as well. It'll let you know when the next video will pop off. If you like my stuff, definitely go ahead and hit that notification bell as well. With that, I appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully you're having an amazing day. If so, I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.